What's good, y'all? It's Swayze, and today I want to talk about the latest patch notes for Call of Duty Vanguard, as well as this new Champions Hill mode that they added, Rocket Gun. We'll go ahead and talk about that first, since I do have some of that gameplay on in the background here. So if you're curious at all what Rocket Gun means, because as soon as I saw the tweet and as soon as I saw the announcement of this playlist, I was like, what the hell is a Rocket Gun? Like, are we just making stuff up now? Is this a Rocket Power DLC? Is this is this a typo? But no, basically, if you can tell, it's just Champions Hill. All right, just the same mode as that, 2v2, you know, running around in those same little 4 or 5 maps. Pretty much everything is the same except RPGs. Rocket launchers, that's the only weapons you have. You can still get some grenades, you can still get some perks. Everything's the same except no more regular weapons, it's just RPGs. Now, I actually kind of like this because I'm not really a big 2v2 person. I never really played Gunfight or Face Off. I mean, I do every now and then. It's always something to kind of, you know, jump into, but it's never really a mode that's like, oh, hey, I've got to jump on a Champions Hill today. Oh, I've got to grind and, you know, play that every single day. So I kind of like that they're taking this approach to it. Get more people playing Champions Hill just to screw around, right? Like, not everybody wants to jump in and sweat against TTV nerds in you know, 2v2. Sometimes you just want to run in and, you know, just kind of screw around. So this RPG only mode, it's actually pretty nice. I like it. So definitely some good improvement there. Now let's jump on to the patch notes. I usually don't cover patch notes, but I really need to for this one, just because there was some big changes and some actually changes that we needed. So first off, let's just jump in through what I think is the most important. That damn fire glitch, fire bug, graphics, I don't know what you want to call it, but I mean, you can't play this game without experiencing it, especially with all the fire grenades and thermites everywhere. Basically, the bug was when you would walk through it, even if it even if it did no damage to you, right? Or even if it only did damage for you for like a second, you will have this like ugly fire animation in the corner of your screen. It literally looked like some 80s CGI, some bad CGI out of some like bad movie, and it would just take up way too much of the screen. If you didn't die right away, you could be running around for like literally minutes and you would just still have this like fire taking up your entire screen, and it was just super annoying. And I'm glad that they fixed it. So that's the first big fix. The second big fix, I think, in my opinion, is that they actually did something with some more perk balancing and perk changes. So dogs, I mean, you know, everybody knows the dog kill streak in this game. It's always annoying, especially on the smaller maps. You ever drop into Dome, or you ever drop into DOS House or Shipment, and you get somebody with dogs? You're basically chalking up 4, 5, 6 deaths right there just from the dogs, and there was never really a counter for it. Like I said, on some of the bigger maps, it wasn't too much of an issue because you could see them dogs coming from, you know, like a mile away. And even if it took you 40 or 50 bullets just to take out a single dog, you could do that because you could see them from far away. But on maps like DOS House, especially Shipment, once somebody gets dogs, you're basically spawning in and they're just, you know, taking out your kneecaps right there. So it's good that we actually get some sort of perk to counter that. So if you are playing on those smaller maps, you know, Shipment or whatever, definitely have a class with Coldblooded, because, oh man, Coldblooded, and it does kind of suck because Coldblooded takes up the same slot as Dauntless, which is now which is now like the anti-fire perk. So you really just gotta pick your poison. Do you want to get killed by the dogs, or do you want to get killed by the fire spam? Because both of those perks are in the same category. I do want to see some changes to that, but hey, like I said, they're finally adding it in, you know, 2-3 months into the game, some way to counter the dogs. I can't be too mad at that. Now, as far as some of the other patch notes go, they're kind of basic. So everybody knows that the spawns in this game have been basically broken since day one. Especially Shipment, especially these smaller maps. It just never seems to work out right. But they are fixing spawns on, well, one map, Paradise. And I guess it's mostly because there was a really bad issue with spawn killing and spawn trapping, but basically from spawn to spawn. You could get people from across the map, and you basically had no answer, and just to kind of hope that you would get spawned in somewhere else, because you know, you couldn't really do anything. But now that they added in this, like, I guess, invisible wall, some invisible collision, so that, yeah, they can't just snipe you down from your spawn, from their spawn point, which is always good. Like I said, we there's a lot of work to do on the spawns, man. There's a lot more work to do. But hey, they're doing it for one map, so let's try to get shipment next. Or I actually think that might be impossible. But let's get the spawns fixed on all the other maps. This is a good first start. Now let's move on to weapons and attachments. Not too much here. They fixed one of the issues with the blueprint in the bundle, because of course they are, right? They're gonna fix any kind of issue with a blueprint or a bundle ASAP. So no surprise here. They also fixed something where Subsonic would unintentionally get rid of Ghost. Yeah, that's a big issue. And lastly, probably the third or fourth biggest update here. I don't know what we're on now, but have you ever been running around the map and you keep seeing these little weapon icons pop up on all the doors? And it'll be super annoying because it'll take up like literally the middle of your screen. You can go watch any of my previous videos. They're always showing up like everywhere. So finally that they're fixing that, so that you don't get these random MP40 icons, or this like a random sniper or grenade icon just showing up random places, taking up the screen. So they finally fixed that. That's a big issue, probably on the same level as the fire. But yeah, other than that, there's not too many big changes here in this patch notes, which is kind of underwhelming. But like I said, they did nail some of the few big ones. They also did some balancing with the Fortified perk. It makes it so that you get protection from some of the score streaks, from some of the kill streaks, but not all of them. Specifically, you get protection from the mortar barrage and the war machine, the flame knot explosions, not his fire, but I guess if he just happens to explode all over your face, you're out of luck. Pause. But then Fortified will not give you protection against the Goliath, who even uses that anymore, the glide bomb, as well as the bombing run and the fire bombing run. So there's a lot of bombing runs that you get protection from, that you don't get protection from, as well as direct hits from launchers. Now I know this was pissing off a lot of people because you're trying to get your camos, right? Probably one of the worst parts of that, depending on the game, is the rocket launchers. And in this game, if you had the Fortified perk, at least before this patch, if you had the Fortified perk on, then you could not die from a direct hit from an RPG. Which, oh man, imagine just hitting somebody smack in the face with an RPG or the Panzerfaust or whatever it's called, and then they just turn around and one tap you with the shotgun. I know that was irritating for a lot of people. So finally, you don't get protection from that with Fortified. That's always good. Also, they also did some fixes for zombies, and I'm gonna kind of finish it out here because, man, zombies. I said it in my last video, or not my last video, I said it in one of my older videos. I feel really sorry for the hardcore zombies players. Alright, so let's look at what they patched for zombies. Basically nothing. Addressed an issue where Ring of Fire Tier 2 dealt inconsistent damage. Okay, sure. An upgraded Ring of Fire's damage, so no longer causes damage to zombies above or below the placed ring. Alright, kind of seems like that's a step back. Kind of seems like you're nerfing Ring of Fire there, but whatever. It's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. Also, another Ring of Fire. They should have just called this the Ring of Fire update. Ring of Fire's damage now scales correctly per level. Cool. Addressed an issue where kills with artifacts could change the artifact. I'm sorry, would charge the artifact for an additional use. You see how much I even care about these? I'm just messing up the words all around. Hey, you know what? Doesn't matter. Zombies is still trash. I don't know how much they can try to fix Ring of Fire. This isn't a Johnny Cash album. This is supposed to be a damn zombies mode that's supposed to be hyped up and good, and is actually on an engine that we were looking forward to, the Modern Warfare engine. Everybody said, what would be awesome? Take Cold War zombies, change it a little bit, make it better, put it on the Modern Warfare engine. Bam, perfect game. But no, we get a Modern Warfare engine that's slightly modified for Vanguard, and then we get a zombies game that is basically everything stripped away from Black Ops Cold War, like the very basic mode. I don't care what they do to Ring of Fire. I don't care what they do to perk balancing or ability balancing in Vanguard zombies. The game's still bad. The game mode is still just trash. So Like I said, I'm sorry for you zombies players, but at least, hey, at least they're including you. They didn't forget about you. So, yeah, that's pretty much all it is for today. Are you excited for the rocket gun game mode? Definitely let me know if you're playing that or if you enjoy that. Is anybody else kind of underwhelmed by these patch notes? Like I said, at least they're making some positive changes. But hey, let's keep it coming. Hopefully this is a sign to come. Let's make this a good 2022 for Vanguard. I mean, Lord knows they got an uphill battle. But yeah, that's pretty much all for today. I'll see you in the next one.